Hey there! So, this video was supposed to be a bit different, but as they say, make the best out of a situation that is negative. So, let's talk about D, S, and A. The three things that usually lead to death in a horror film. Moving on to the first part, we have drugs. Now, drugs are relatively self explanatory. Any substance that would be identified as a non legal drug, or marijuana, because it's legal in some places now, could get you killed in a horror film situation. A majority of the time, the generic stoner character is killed off decently early in the film, leading to the drugs being associated with dying. One of the many examples is in the 2009 Friday the 13th remake, where the characters in the opening of the film are only at Crystal Lake to find weed, leading to their deaths. One example where the opposite happens and drugs are actually beneficial to our protagonists is Cabin in the Woods, where the character Marty, played by Fran Kranz, is unaffected by the different gases being used to manipulate the main characters due to the fact that he's constantly high. Overall, don't do drugs. 9 times out of 10, it leads to death. Up next, we have alcohol. Now, alcohol is a complicated substance in the horror world. While, yes, sometimes whenever the characters consume alcohol, they die. But sometimes they don't, which complicates things. From my research, I can say that alcohol is a relatively safe substance to consume in a horror film. In moderation, of course. Many of the alcohol led deaths in horror films are due to the characters being super wasted. So, moral of the story, be smart and consume light. Or just don't drink at all. Have a water, Stay hydrated. And finally, we have a horror movie character's worst enemy, even greater than the threat the killer poses. Also known as disappointing the wife, sex.
Sex.
9 times out of 10, sex leads to a character's demise almost instantly after. Both Halloween and Friday the 13th demonstrate this very well. Examples being Bob's death in the original Halloween, 1978, and Jeff and Sandra's death from Friday the 13th Part 2. So, how do we avoid that? Don't have sex. That's it. Just choose not to, and your chances to survive will shoot way up. From here to here. Now, obviously, each horror film situation is different due to the different genres and alterations to the slasher formula, so most of these rules apply only to the slasher genre. But I plan on speaking about the other genres that'll present a variety of situations. Until then, if you're facing against a generic mass serial killer, such as myself, use these rules I've informed you about today and ensure your survival.